But first, Bill, All-Star changes this weekend. Shams reported that the NBA desperately wants this thing to be relevant. Adam Silver, as we know, loves to tinker, came up with a new idea, Bill, 4-team tournament. So there's going to be 3 teams of 8, plus the winner of the Rising Stars game. So that makes 4 teams. They'll all play each other in a tournament, and then there'll be a winner. Did they fix it?
No, but I commend the effort, and it's probably a futile effort, but maybe, by the way, the Rising Stars winner, just you're going to get slaughtered. That'll be
Maybe.
yeah. I don't know, man. You think pros want to, maybe not. I don't think pros are going to lose to a bunch of young dudes. But here's what I will say. Having covered 11 of the last 14 All-Star games, the 3 being the 3 I got out of, because I think the event subtracts from the sum of all human joy, especially in person. I'm assuming you've covered it too. Mm-hmm. It's an awful event. I think the moment I knew I couldn't do it is when in the celebrity game, Justin Bieber kept doing crossovers that actually weren't real, but his opponents were letting him go by him because he was Justin Bieber. And I was like, this encapsulates the entire weekend. It's phony and fake, and I hate the event. I think it's terrible. And I want it to be great. Like, I want
me too.
it to be something that's interesting and have a celebrate. Because it would be cool to have a 3 or 4 day weekend where you can celebrate the sport and most of the guys are off and the focal points on it. So I wish it were a 3-on-3 tournament. Like, that's what I would have. I think that would be much more likely to generate guys kind of being interested, or 2-on-2 and those competitive juices. I don't know if paring it down to 4 8-player teams, John, is going to make guys really go hard, but I'm here for trying.
I think the Rising Stars team might actually compete the hardest because they're young kids and they might want to beat the actual All-Stars. I'm not convinced that the actual All-Stars, though, the other 3 teams of 8 are going to try any harder than they have previously, which is not at all. I mean, nobody plays defense in this thing. Ant last year basically said, I'm not going to try hard. And he didn't. And it pissed off. Remember in the skills competition, it pissed off Wemby. So,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a low. That's a nadir of. All right, here's my theory. Here's my theory on why it's broken. Okay, and I like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater. I really believe this. I think when LeBron James chose to never compete in the dunk contest, and because when Jordan would compete, not just Jordan, but everybody would compete and try to win that, it symbolized that the weekend mattered and the competition mattered. And even though it didn't really count for anything, going at it your hardest back in the day, back in the 90s, it meant something. And the moment, because the NBA it's a copycat league, and it's more than that, it's a follow the leader league. Whatever 1 or 2 guys define the game, define everything. And LeBron, I think, in a lot of ways, has changed the sport for the better. Player empowerment. There's a lot of things you can get into. But I think LeBron's refusal to compete in the dunk contest, sort of signaling this doesn't matter, this weekend doesn't matter, my brand is more important, not being embarrassed is more important. I think it was the first domino in what has become a weekend where guys don't want to put an effort because they don't want to fail. And the last great moment that I can think of when the All-Star game sort of resembled what it was supposed to be was the Staples Center. When it was the Staples Center All-Star game where Dwayne Wade, broke Kobe's elbow. Do you remember this? Or broke his nose? Broke his nose. And of course it was Kobe Bryant was the last one to really compete. You got to find a way to make these guys give a you-know-what. And until the stars do, it's not going to work.
Yeah, producer Aaron brings up a point, too, about just logistically what happens if somebody is an all-star in the same year as a rising star. Like Wemby, right? I mean, he has a
put him on the Rising Stars team.
I guess you just put him on, well, I mean, if he's an actual all-star, though, I mean, doesn't that supersede being the other thing?
It should, but it'd be nice to bolster the younger guys because it would give them more of a fighting chance. If you take away the best rising star.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, to your point about the weekend and it being important, the whole thing is not I want the skills competition to be good. It's not really. I want the dunk competition to be relevant again. It's not really. The game itself is horrendous. The only thing that's good is the 3-point contest, which scrap everything else. And by the way, it looks like Steph and Sabrina Ionescu are going to go at it again this year with potentially some friends. It looks like Klay Thompson might join Steph and Caitlin Clark might join Sabrina. You seem like you're wavering there. Maybe you don't like it.
What you just described sounds great.
Okay.
But I worry that we're going to wake up and it's going to become Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, where there's just going to be a different silly thing. You can only do that a few times, right? That is a cool extra. It's not a plan. It's not a plan long term. I think
Yeah.
that's
Are you
in
telling
4
me that the
years.
Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight wasn't the event of the year that we all anticipated?
I hate myself that I watched it. The
We all do.
self-loathing. Oh
Yes,
my
we all do.
God.
We should all be shamed for watching that thing.